Hi, I'm Ruben.
And I'm Eladio, and today we're going to be talking about The Accountant that stars Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, John Bernthal, and J.K. Simmons. And I want to start off by telling you whether or not you should go see it or not. And I believe you should. It's a wonderful film. It might be one of my top 5 films of this year. Just the chemistry and everything about it was just great. And for you?
Yeah, I think you should go see it. I almost thought it was like a sleeper movie, actually, because I never heard about it until like a month ago, probably.
Yeah, it was very under the radar.
Yeah. This film is about an accountant that follows Christian Wolf, which is the main character played by Ben Affleck, from childhood to present day. He basically deals with the fact that he has a lightly form of autism, I believe, or I think it might be Asperger's. But the way he functions through life and the way his dad brought him up to deal with the fact that he has that syndrome, it's pretty interesting. And it has like a love story. It's very much of an action story. It has the fact that he has Asperger's disease, obviously, or syndrome, I mean. But yeah, it's a very interesting movie.
Probably one of my favorite parts of the movie was the back and forth between present day and his past. Because while the movie was going on, what I wanted to know the most about was his past, how he became who he was. And you get to kind of know that because the way the dad raised him after he found out that he had Asperger's. And while the doctor was telling him, we need to shelter them, we need to help them, he said, no, what they need more is to find a way to get around this. More light, more noise, more disorder in his life so you get used to it.
Yeah, basically what the doctor said he needs less of, he basically amplified everything about it. So you can use it. And you
find that out later on in the movie when the way he falls asleep, he puts on heavy metal rock, flashing lights, and he gives himself like 10 minutes to calm down and relax, and then he knocks out, which was weird and very interesting.
It was a little weird. Yeah.
What was probably one of the things that stood out to you about the story?
One of the things that stood out about the story was the fact that I didn't expect him to be a high-functioning Asperger's disease with like military background, like with all those guns he has, because he has his guns in a trailer, which I forgot to say. He has like a small RV inside of like a U-Haul storage center, and he has like a whole military arsenal there, basically.
Guns. He also has very high, expensive, one-of-a-kind paintings from very well-known artists.
Yeah, he has one-of-a-kind paintings, which is worth millions of dollars. Yeah, those were pretty cool. But yeah, the arsenal, basically. It was almost like the Punisher layout, basically.
That was probably the most interesting part, his military background, which threw me off in the beginning, because the tone of the movie kind of switches when they go back in time to talk about how he was learning hand-to-hand combat. The atmosphere to me just didn't fit the film though. Well, that one aspect really threw me out.
That kind of looked like the Karate Kid almost.
Yeah.
Like that part, yeah. But I got it though, because his dad was in the military, so they traveled from like country to country to state, and they traveled around the world.
I got it at the end when they explained it a little bit more.
Yeah, because he does explain that they moved 35 times, or was it like 65 times? They moved a lot of times.
Yeah.
In like a very short time. Yeah.
This was also a very beautiful looking movie with a great score, in my opinion. It really helped build the tension, or really helped to set the tone for the next scene.
Yeah. The score was pretty awesome. I mean, the score itself for the trailer, I mean, that's what got me the most, which was Radiohead. I forgot what song it was, but it's beautifully done.
I think it's the first track off their newest album.
It might be. I'm not sure, but it was just beautiful. And like another thing that I liked about the movie is the way it was shot, like the way you're saying that back when he was a kid and when to present day, I think they did that very well. Like very, very well.
Yeah, because while he was dealing with something in present day, it helped you understand how he was dealing with it.
Yeah. Because
of what he learned in the past.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite things about the film, which is a little bit spoilerish, was his brother.
Oh.
And when you finally see his brother when he's older, which is played by the assassin that's trying to kill him, John Bernthal.
Yeah, speaking of the Punisher, he's a guy that plays the Punisher.
He almost stole the movie from me. I loved him in it.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
He was a big surprise.
He was very charismatic. He was very well tactical, just not as good as his brother though.
Yeah, he's basically his little brother, right?
Yeah,
it's his little brother. And they don't find out that they're actually going against each other until like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Like the last
25, 30 minutes of the movie, yeah. Which was pretty interesting, because I mean, you kind of get a sense that they might know each other, or that might he be his brother, but you don't actually. You basically almost doubt yourself through the whole movie. until the end, and you're like, oh, that's his brother. Well, at least that's the feeling that I got.
And
I don't know about you.
Yeah, well, I got the feeling on very early on that he was his father, but I also thought that J.K. Simmons was his dad. But I later found out that made no sense because you see his dad when he's already older, and he's not gonna turn into J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, I
as he
remember you
gets
told me
older.
that. Yeah.
But I did. It was a little bit predictable in the fact that I kind of found out almost right away in the beginning. I had a feeling that it was his brother, but I still loved it, especially at the end because when they go back to kind of explain the relationship between the brothers, it kind of helps you understand why the brother didn't straight up attack him or try to kill him.
Yeah.
Because they set up the bond in the past.
I mean, besides the fact that they're brothers, I mean, there was a bond there already.
No, but the way the dad raised them made them understand.
Yeah.
Like, if your brother's in danger, then the younger brother comes and helps.
Yeah.
The older brother leads. The younger brother helps.
Yep, that's the way it was set up. And plus, I mean, I think the father said family first, and that was like literally just like just put into their heads that they're basically gonna be always helping each other.
But the brother did have a hard time because he said, "Why would you go see our mother? She left us. She abandoned us."
Oh yeah, there was a scene where the mother had died years later, which after she basically left them. So, and I guess Ben Affleck's character wanted to go see her, and he asked the dad to go with him to go see her, and the brother was basically pissed off that he didn't ask him first, basically, because the whole point of the relationship was like, you tell me when you need help, you want me to do this, I'll go do this for you, or you need help with this, I'll help you with anything. And he basically turned around and
He felt abandoned.
he felt abandoned, yeah. And in that scene, his dad died.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And which is another reason why the brother was also
He considered it his, like, because you took him there, it's your fault.
it's
that
your
he
fault. Yeah, but that was again, those were emotions that he had there. Basically, he was
Because they hadn't seen each other in 10 years.
10 years, so he was still pissed off, and he just put everything on him, and it's a pretty intense moment when they meet each other, basically.
And if you had to choose like a wow factor, that one aspect of the movie that just you were like, holy shit, that is awesome, what would it be? Whether it could be a story or anything.
The wow factor. I don't know. I think there was, because there was a moment that surprised me. Like one of the moments that was like funny as hell was when the detectives go to his house, and he's like, oh, he has all these video cameras and everything, but he's not covering the driveway. How is he? I thought he was a very good military guy that keeps track of his stuff. And then they look and they see that he has an actual like automatic turret.
Oh,
that pops out and just to the driveway just to shoot everybody. And that basically that was like a funny surprise to me. That was just. I guess that's the one thing that kind of stands out a little bit, only because it was funny.
For me, it has to be the last fight scene between him and the brother when they're kind of going at it again. But a little bit before that, there's this scene when he's fighting this one goon and he's struggling to get with him. He grabs a grenade, puts it inside the guy's jacket, holds him tight, and it explodes, and it just was intense and awesome.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't a grenade; it was a smoke, military grade smoke bomb.
It was a flash bomb.
Yeah, flash bomb. I think it was something like that, but it wasn't a grenade.
Caused a lot of damage.
Yeah. Which he knew because he's a military guy.
Some of the negatives though for me were just.
I can't think of actually that many good.
I can't think of any good negatives. This was almost the perfect film for me. It was.
It almost was a perfect film. I mean, it was very well done. I mean, if I had to pick a negative,
it was just.
You know what? There was a negative. J.K. Simmons' character, his role. I felt like he was like trying to track down Ben Affleck's character for bad reasons, trying to get him. But at the end, it wasn't like that. It was
no. There was
that part. When you think about it, it was a little off.
Then the one negative would be there's one unanswered question which I don't know who the girl on the phone is.
And there's like a Charlie's Angels type of character, like a box, like a character that tells them what to do, where to go, where the job is, and all this stuff.
She works for him though. They've said it. She works for him.
Oh, I didn't catch that actually.
And the only other negative for me was that one Karate Kid moment, which threw me out of it.
That was a little funny.
Besides that, it's almost a perfect film. If you had to give it a rating between 1 and 10, what would you give it?
Yeah, if I rated from 1 to 10, I'd give it like an 8.5. It was actually surprisingly good. It was very well done. I mean, there's some little stuff for right now, like an 8.5, I think.
For me, it's probably closer to like a 9, like an 8.8, 8.9, somewhere around there. It was just amazing for me. almost perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
And if you want to find us, you can find me at ouropinions84 on Twitter, where I'm probably going to give you a real simple breakdown, number-wise, of my score.
Or you can follow me at Hirus at basically any social media. And this was basically our opinion. But if it was up to you, I would go see the movie and then you could give us your opinion and put a comment down below.